When she slowly opened her eyes, she found herself lying in a cold, damp underground room with an IV tube attached to her arm, surrounded by sealed walls, dim lighting, and air thick with the smell of rust and disinfectant. Fear surged through her, threatening to overwhelm her completely, but she forced herself to stay calm. She carefully surveyed her surroundings, her gaze landing on a metal IV stand nearby, and suddenly had an idea. Using the fourth pole, she inched forward bit by bit, trying to reach a phone in the distance. Her fingertips finally touched the screen, but her heart sank the next moment. No signal. Just when she was on the verge of despair, steady footsteps echoed from outside the door. The door opened, and a tall man entered carrying food. His expression was cold, his eyes penetrating. She trembled as she begged him to let her go, desperate to understand why she was here. But the man calmly told her that the surface was no longer habitable. A sudden catastrophe had swept across the globe, filling the air with deadly toxins, and nearly everyone outside had vanished. She was too stunned to speak. Before she could react, the man left a set of keys and turned to leave, dropping only one piece of information. She was alive because he'd pulled her from a car accident scene as the sole survivor. But doubt lingered until the next morning when she heard vehicles driving overhead. Could people still be alive out there? Her heart raced. Then she discovered the door wasn't locked, so she cautiously ventured out of the room, and what she saw amazed her. The place was neatly stocked with massive supplies, including food. Even more surprising, there was another person here, a bearded man named Jack. Thinking he was also trapped, she hurried over to discuss escape plans. But Jack shook his head, saying he wouldn't leave, that he'd helped design this underground facility and had witnessed the red light descending with his own eyes, knowing this was the only safe place. She still didn't believe it until he led her to an observation window on the top level. Outside, thick fog swirled, and within the iron barriers, not a soul could be seen. Her heart skipped a beat, and her certainty began to waver. But just then, she noticed a mud-splattered pickup truck parked in the corner with dark stains on it, the very vehicle that had hit her. Suspicion flared again. Could this all be an elaborate hoax? She decided to act. Noticing the man carried a set of keys, she deliberately chatted and laughed with Jack during dinner, and sure enough, saw the man's face darken with obvious displeasure. The moment he spoke up to stop them, she quietly hooked the keys into her hand. But just as she sat down, the man suddenly realized his keys were missing and was about to explode when the sound of passing vehicles came from overhead again. Seizing the moment while he was distracted, she shoved aside the blocking shelves and bolted for the exit. Layer after layer of heavy iron doors opened as her heart pounded so hard, it felt like it would burst from her chest. Just as she was about to reach the final lock,